The Cleveland Browns are back in town. Voluntary workout started. A couple players spoke to the media.
Yes.
A lot of the guys were in attendance at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse to support the Cavs yesterday. And Anthony went through, found some quotes from certain players, and we're going to go
Before
over
we
just
get to
some
that,
reactions.
it's so funny because at one point, guys, remember they had the camera on Myles Garrett? It looked like Greg Newsome was like his little brother or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson was in the building too.
He was. He wasn't sitting with Myles Garrett, though. Is that controversial?
Oh,
No.
my gosh.
Defensive guys hang out with defensive guys.
By the way, I don't remember seeing Spike Lee yesterday. Was he not here for Game 2? Or did I miss it somehow?
I thought he wasn't there to Game 2.
I didn't see him.
I didn't see him Game 2.
Right, but he was there for Game 1.
He
He was there for game 1.
He was there for game
He'll
one.
be there. He'll be there.
Well,
this
he's always
next
at the
game.
Garden.
You know what I'm saying? He'll be there the next game for sure.
Yeah.
And also, every time we do our Cleveland Browns talk, our Browns talk is brought to you by Lincoln Electric, who are now hiring right now for great jobs.
Where do you think Spike Lee stays when he's in Cleveland? Or you think Spike Lee just got on his private jet and flew back
He
to
probably
New York?
stayed at the Hilton, right there, right next to the Justice
Ritz-Carlton.
Center.
You don't? Do you think he stayed here overnight, or do you think he flew back as soon as the game was over? He's probably got a private jet, right?
No.
Spike Lee doesn't have a private
I
jet.
don't think so.
No, that's
You don't think Spike Lee?
no,
I don't
that's too
think
much
so.
maintenance, man.
Man, it's 20-year-old rappers with private jets. He got a private jet.
I think the 20-year-old rappers is out there. I think they perked out.
What was Spike Lee's last movie, by the way? I can't think of a Spike Lee's movie recently.
I can't
Does anybody
think of
know?
none either.
I feel like I got to look that up.
Hey man, Tyvis,
Do the right thing.
that's a lot of money for a
A
private
lot of
jet.
movies just do that. Is Do the Right Thing the best Spike Lee movie ever?
I think Crooklyn is probably his best.
Kirkland is a class.
I don't know that I saw Crooklyn.
Wow.
I'm surprised.
That's an
you haven't
older
seen it.
one.
Yeah.
Who's in
is.
Crooklyn?
Um,
Do we even know? Did I see Crooklyn?
you
I don't
definitely
know.
seen
This is
Crooklyn.
probably not appropriate for right now.
I like He Got Game.
Oh, he made Black Klansman?
Oh, that was his movie? I didn't realize that. Crooklyn, 1994. So it's not that old.
She's got to have it.
Alfred Woodard, Delroy Lindo. I like him, Delroy
Oh,
Lindo.
boy.
Well, anyway.
On the bus.
So really
Do
quick,
the Right Thing is my favorite Spike Lee movie.
really quickly.
Yeah.
According to Celebrity Net Worth,
Yeah.
Spike Lee is worth $60 million. However, the cheapest jet that you can buy, a mid-size economy jet, a private one, is about $18 million.
He ain't got those. Maybe, but he could afford. He's only worth $60 million. I would have guessed he was worth more than
And the
that.
cost of
Poor
maintenance.
Spike, only worth $60 million.
Yeah, listen, he's the working poor, right?
All right, so let's switch it up and okay, go ahead, Earl. So we have some quotes or clips from some of these guys.
So we got some.
I know Greg Newsome spoke yesterday and talked about he was upset about people saying he wants to get traded. Honestly, there was an article in Pro Football to talk about that too. I don't care if he wanted to get traded or not. He doesn't. He's not making a thing of it publicly, so who cares? If he privately said he wanted to be traded, do you care? I don't care.
I was on Twitter. I said, he came back and was like, yeah, I really want to be here. I was like, hey man, good to have you, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome on back.
Unless the player is actively saying publicly he wants to be traded, I don't care. Who cares?
And even if he's good and he's still productive and he goes to practice and he's not punching people,
Right.
I still don't care.
That's what I'm saying.
I still don't care.
He
if
can
wants to be
request
traded.
it all he wants as long as he's
Right,
performing.
but like
I don't
they wrote
really
an
care.
article about it. People are still debating about Brett. Leave Brett Stainbrook alone. He doesn't need to apologize anymore. Brad, you don't need to. I don't know if you watched the show, but you don't need to apologize. Who cares? Nobody cares. There's probably 20 players on every football team in America that would like to be on another team. Who cares?
And then you get the thing for, I think Pro Football Talk came out.
right.
And somebody was like, he definitely wanted to trade. So
They switched agents for a reason.
yeah,
we get it. But he's not. If he's not talking about it publicly, then it's not going to be a factor.
I thought he was. Didn't he go on? G New go on Twitter and say
He didn't want to play the slot. Or,
no? He said when they put that Pro Football came out with the
right.
article, he retweeted that and said like y'all just looking for stories. Or
Didn't
something.
you? I think he said something like, "Did you not watch my press conference?"
Yeah, that's it. Something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's really not. Yeah.
Well, here's one of the quotes from G New yesterday.
Okay, let's
check
see.
this one out. Let us know what you think.
No role is stamped with his scheme. If you watch his corners before, everybody plays everything. I'm just super excited to get with my teammates, get ready for this season. So, okay. So what basically he's saying is that in Jim Schwartz's system, the corners move around. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he basically saying that
it doesn't matter.
It don't matter if you play outside or inside. Everybody in this scheme is gonna play either outside or inside. They probably get matched up every game, and wherever that guy goes, that's where you got to be. So if I'm checking Tyreek Hill and he playing in the X, I got him. If he go to the slot, I'm still gonna be on him.
Guys, my guess is that Greg Newsome didn't want to be pigeonholed as a slot corner.
Yeah, because for the money.
And Jim Schwartz probably went to him and said, hey, listen, in my system, everybody does everything. Yeah. I need 3 great corners. I need you. You're going to be great in this system. And Greg Newsome was probably like, hell yeah, I'm in.
Speaking of Jim Schwartz, this is more Greg Newsome on Schwartz.
Oh, yeah. I think you can just tell by everybody coming back. We have all our guys here super excited, ready to go. He's been part of Super Bowl defenses, so I think we're super excited.
Yeah, like Jim Schwartz, when you hear him talk and the way he talks about how he was a dude back in the day, just being a dude that used to go a gopher for Bill Belichick and different things and just staying in, just creating different things. I got some tape where he's talking to the coaches at seminars, and he's talking about all the different wrinkles that they got and how they try to do things. Sometimes, man, when you get a new coach in, and I don't know, did you guys switch any coordinators or anything while you was at Ohio State?
Yes.
So you can tell by this, when there's certain guys that maybe if you're not playing, the coaches previous to you had a certain level of guys that they wanted, right? Mm-hmm. They liked him for some reason. You felt like, man, this dude ain't even nice like that. Why is he playing over me?
Yeah.
Then you get a new coach, right? And then that first week you go to practice, you get there, and the first week the coach said, I ain't got no picks.
Yep.
And everybody starts over.
Yep.
The guys that was starting, that is the most uncomfortable feeling in the world because you know how hard it is to now prove yourself again, and you can get the minutes took. I think Jim Schwartz told him, like, look, bro, come in and do your thing. I don't even know who Martin Emerson is right now. Like, come do your thing.
Yeah, that's true to a certain extent. I mean, you got the tape, and the tape don't lie. And the thing about G New that he got over everybody is that he does have the ability to play in the slot. So they're going to start off with the 2 corners, and if they do assign it as you got this man for this game, he got the edge because he'll probably do the best if his guy does go to the slot, which they're probably going to assign him guys that go to the slot anyway because that will be his strong suit. But at the end of the day, Jim Schwartz, if it's all about coverage, he probably, look, I need guys that can cover. I don't care if you play inside or outside. I just need you to cover, and I need this line to come together. And like I say, they're going to take care of him no matter what.
Yeah.
If he stays and does what he's supposed to do and be productive, he gonna have the numbers to back it up, and they gonna take care of it.
Because here, fiscally and financially, why would you waste an asset? Like like you were a first-round pick. Why would I then put all this time, resources, and money into you just for you to get to this 5th year and be like, yeah, we're gonna let him go in free agency?
No.
You can't do that.
Right,
like,
right.
Especially if you know he can play. We got problems with guys that it was 3rd-round picks, 2nd round that can't play.
Well, the Browns used to do that for years because they would draft guys in the 1st round that sucked and weren't worth signing.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's the key. I mean, your key is your 1st-round picks pan out and then you lock them up.
Yeah.
And that's what the Browns should do.
And I mean, and then on top of that, I got to issue this challenge out to Martin Emerson. I mean, Martin Emerson had a really good rookie season. It was really good, better than anybody thought that he would do.
Yeah.
But it was other corners in that draft also that had better seasons. So
back it up.
And they're all young. Like the top corners in the game right now, you got the Patrick Surtains, you got Sauce Gardner. Like these guys is young.
Yeah.
So he got to step his game up even more.
Eli Apple, of course.
No.
I mean, he's a legend. He got to step his game up even more because how you get paid is based off of all pros. Like, you got to be all pro, but now you got these young guys who's becoming first team and that's eating up the first team and second team all pro. So this guy has to step his game up immediately. So he needs to do better and get on the field and become a guy that's an every down corner so he can get paid when it's time for him to come. Because he only got to wait 4 years. See, Greg knew they could pick up a 5th-year option. He got to wait 4 years, and they got to do something.
I'm going to ask you about this dude because when he came out, I thought he was going to be that deal. Like, what went wrong in Detroit with Jeff Okudah?
Oh, man.
Like he number.
I thought he was going to be that deal.
I thought he was going to be.
He was total boss.
Listen, he was
he had moments. Now, he's dealt with injury. That's one thing, so that derailed him a little bit. But he had moments last season where he made plays, so he gave you enough flashes that he got it, but it was something with him and the coaching staff, because you remember him and the coach got into it on the sideline and all that. So I don't think he was either. They just didn't buy into him, because it wasn't like they selected him.
It was a different coach.
It was a different coach, so he's not their guy.
By the way, he's not the biggest first-round bust in recent Buckeye history. That would be Billy Price. He sucks.
Is
Billy Price, isn't he with the
Was he a second-round
Giants?
pick?
No, Billy was a first-round pick.
First-round pick by the Bengals at
Yeah.
center.
Yeah.
One of the few picks the Bengals have gotten wrong in recent years.
I thought people was acting like he was the next Mangold.
And he was terrible. And then the Bengals
He won the thing. He won the best center in college.
He was
We
terrible.
actually, the Buckeyes
couldn't
won it
stay
back to
healthy.
back.
He was terrible. The Bengals traded him to the Giants for B.J. Hill, who's turned into a decent defensive tackle.
Yeah.
But now he's been bouncing around like practice squads. But here's one other thing before we move on. Who else you got quotes from?
We got Myles and Deshaun Watson. I had a question for Tyvis, but go ahead.
Let me ask you this, guys. And you and I have been talking about this for a long time. The Browns, really as a franchise, but especially on defense, they have been soft as baby poop for years.
Yes.
Right?
You told the Browns.
Yes.
The Browns.
Okay.
What did I say?
That's what I'm just clearing it
But
up.
because we have a lot of soft teams.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
But like really on both sides of the ball, but especially on defense, they have been a soft ass team.
Yeah.
And like my hope is that Jim Schwartz is going to help bring the dog out of some of these guys, because like even Myles Garrett to some degree, like J.J. Watt's I think Myles Garrett talent wise, I believe he's as good as anybody, but he's not as nasty as some of these other guys.
Let me be fair on this, okay? We got to be fair. It's not Joe Wood's defense isn't an aggressive defense.
Right.
So if the defense isn't required for you to be aggressive, then obviously the attitude.
But it's
is
not just
reflected.
that, Tyvis. It's like they get pushed around. They don't like.
Because of the
I want somebody like like when even going back to like Colt McCoy getting his ass kicked, and like the Browns are never like we need guys that are not afraid to kick some ass.
I agree with you. I agree with that's in all of football.
Yeah.
That's in all of sports.
You gotta have
period.
some mean
You
ass
have
kickers.
to have a guy on your team that'll stab somebody in the club.
That's right.
You need that.
I think what happened to Myles Garrett was, if you go back, I want to say about 2017, 2018, around that area, Myles Garrett was getting a lot of personal fouls.
He
They
were calling him a dirty player.
Yeah, they was calling him a dirty player.
Yeah.
Then he had the Mason Rudolph thing. And
Please refer to him by his proper nickname, the Great Kazoo.
The Great Kazoo with his big head.
Yeah.
He beat him. He beat him down with his own helmet. So Myles Garrett was like, you know what? He was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and fall back. They try to suspend. By the way, that's corny. I saw Aaron Donald beat somebody to death almost in practice
Against the Bengals.
Against the Bengals.
Yeah.
And he got nothing.
Nothing.
Zero.
People were calling Myles Garrett the worst of names when that happened. And Aaron Donald was like, oh, it's just practice. Like, it's okay to beat somebody with a helmet in practice, but not in a game. What's the difference?
And we not about to act. I don't even know if I was on. I don't even know if I was popping back then. We not about to act like you didn't hear what Myles Garrett said. We just I don't know. Would he say that? Would Mason Rudolph say? He surely would.
A racial slur?
Yeah, he surely would. It happens a lot. I was just watching the news the other day. At the end of the day, I think Myles Garrett was like, I'm going to calm down.
That suspension was, looking back, he should have been suspended one game.
That's it.
And Aaron Donald should have been
how long did he got
The
suspended
rest
for the
of
rest of the season?
It was like 5-6 games.
It's because it was on nationally televised.
Right.
And that's what
And
it
Baker
was.
Mayfield pulled a trash move by jumping up on the
Trash
screen.
move.
Trash move. And people, y'all back him for that too. You guys back him, and I'm gonna go off on Bull a little bit, but you guys back him for that.
I did not back Baker for
I said,
that.
I said no. Y'all said they go off on you.
Oh,
because
yeah.
you be calling him-
Oh, I thought you were saying I backed Baker. No way.
Y'all backed him all the way to the.
Who is y'all?
A
A lot of the fans.
Did they really?
And a lot of media members.
They talking
They
about
back,
Well,
because
everybody-
Baker ripped Myles Garrett, which
before
was
he
totally out of line.
Before he even talked to him.
when they got it-
Field.
And by the way, what gets forgotten also about Baker is fans were backing him even more so on the Duke Johnson thing.
Yeah, he was calling the man's money out.
Yeah.
He needed to get. I said, this dude.
We should have known about Baker then.
This guy, get him up out of here. Say, I digress, but we is kind of soft. I'm hoping Schwartz. I like the fact that he said they're excited. They're excited to play.
Yeah.
They were not excited to play for Joe Woods at all.
No.
Like, the fact that Jadeveon Clowney just told his defensive coordinator.
That cracks me up.
That is.
I
can't believe he pulled that.
And they let him do it.
That's the sickest
and they went to him and was like,
well, they said he did say he was hurt. He said he was injured.
Can you play on third down for us just this one time against the back? I'm like, where's Clowney at? Who would have known
that? That about sums up the Browns for the last 20 years.
That's crazy.
It really does. It's time for that nonsense to be out of here.
What if you'd have told Urban Meyer, I ain't going in, but except on pass plays, I ain't feeling no alley.
Wait, is he telling them on the field or when off the field and Urban's a little busy?
That's crazy. If you went up and told him
during the game,
I ain't playing on no rundowns.
You would have said, you know what, you ain't playing on no down. Go take your stuff up and go to the locker room.
And that's what they should have said to him.
Don't worry about playing on no downs. Take your stuff up and go to the locker room.
And he might have Urban Meyer is notorious for making people go to school in the summer without no scholarly check.
Now, he definitely would have pulled his scholarship.
Random jack.
This is the first time I've ever said this. In fairness to Urban, or really in fairness to Joe Woods, Urban's got talent throughout the whole roster where the Browns did not.
He got like eight, 9 dudes that's ready to go.
What did you want to ask me, Earl?
Yeah, so question for you. You were talking about Geno playing in the slot.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing you say on several different occasions that you felt like Denzel Ward was better suited to be the slot corner. Do you still feel that way?
I do, actually. I think that Denzel has – first of all, Denzel has been paid. Okay,
right.
So
who cares?
So
right?
So he don't really.
Yeah.
It's not a money issue with him because he's already paid. But I think I like his athleticism. I think he bends well. Obviously, he's got some clinic tape on doing what we call Chet Moeller. That's when you slide under the guard and come around and make the tackle. He did that so many times on pulling guards. It's ridiculous. So he'll be able to get around those blocks. But I think movement-wise, he's quick enough to move with those slot receivers in those slots. And then it allows Martin and Geno to be on the outside to make those plays. Right. But the fact of the matter is this, and I've seen this in the chat going on where they were talking about, Geno don't get interceptions. And interceptions do get you paid, 1,000%. But it is becoming –
shouldn't, though.
It's becoming a new day and age where it's about coverage. Yes. Now, to be in the Hall of Fame, you need about 50 picks to get in. That's about minimum. Revis changed that because he just got in.
And you need about 10 to go back to the house.
Yeah, Revis changed that because he's just broke the mold. I think he had like 30-something picks in his career, but he just got into the Hall of Fame. But it's a new day where, corners just not getting their hands on the balls like that as much anymore. So you don't really need it.
Who was the leading interception guy?
That's what I'm saying. It was it was a down year last year for that. So you don't necessarily need the picks, but you just need to be productive on the ball. PBUs matter. That's something big. Yes. I don't know what Geno's PBUs was last year, but he need to get his hands on the ball, and we know Martin does a great job of getting his hands on the ball.
What happened? Well, I think they play it different now. The guys that get picks be gambling. Right? Like, they be like, nah, I'm going to just try to jump this or
that's what you got to do.
But what happened to bump and run coverage? What happened to that? I don't see it.
It's still there.
I don't see it.
So I'm glad you brought that up. Me and Sherm had talked about this. So, because me and Sherm is bump and run guy. That's all we was taught was bump and run. But the problem is the DB's ball skills is becoming a lost art. When the ball is in there, it's in college, it's all over the place where these DBs aren't getting their heads around to make plays on the ball. So what do? You pull them off the ball. You make them play off. So now when I play off, I can see the quarterback the whole time. So now I can see if he's taking a 3-step, 5-step drop. If he's taking a 3-step drop, it's quick game. I know I can stop my pedal and I can get ready to jump something. If it's 5 steps, you're getting something deeper developing. Yeah. So I need to get ready to check this dig, this fade, this comeback, something like that. But they need to see the ball come out the quarterback's hands so they can drive it and make plays on the ball. It's taking the fact of, instead of bump and run, if I get beat off the line, I'm playing catch up the whole time, and I can't look back for the ball until I get a hand-hip relationship to be able to play the ball. And these receivers are so good and so fast that they not getting there. And by the time they get there, the ball is coming, so they got to play the hands. Denzel does it a lot. He actually plays through the hands. He barely looks back for the ball.
I'm like, man, I grew up watching Deion, and that's all he ran. He'd be right next to you, and then all of a sudden it'd be
Well, Deion
like,
ran 4-1 too.
yeah, so and it'd be
Can't
like,
compare anybody to Deion.
that was sorry, let me get the camera. I'm sorry, that was dumb as hell.
Yeah.
As a person who's supposed to know football, why would you bring up Prime's name like that and with some other dudes? I'm sorry.
That's like saying, like, why can't everybody else play like LeBron? You know?
Why didn't you just take over the game?
Yeah. Earl,
G
we
is
got
high.
let's hear a quote from what's that?
I said G is high.
My bad.
That was an
Yeah, that's
Earl
right.
moment.
That was, well, I was
Well, in fairness to G, that wasn't as bad as yours.
damn. Yeah.
As Donovan Mitchell being better than LeBron, but
Man,
All right, big
Earl
facts.
did not say Donovan Mitchell was better than LeBron, but he said anyway. Let's see if Myles Garrett cut. Did Myles Garrett say anything interesting? 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
so
curious
he
about
said-
the Watson comment.
He's talking about, again, shorts and people being motivated to come in the building and play.
Guys are hungry, ready to work, already talking about getting some extra work done, just trying to get 1% better. Right?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the good thing about that is that, you know, once you get a new coach in there, that does change the culture. You know, you
Yeah.
want to, obviously they seen what happened last year.
Yeah.
It was a Achilles heel for this team last year. So they want to make sure that they strengthen that up, and having a new coach in there, bringing some new energy is the right way to get to that. Now, once the season gets going, they'll find out if they can really trust Jim Schwartz, which
Right.
I'm sure they will be able to. Obviously, he got Super Bowl experience.
Yeah.
But the question will be adjustments, in-game adjustments. That's something we didn't see last year from Joe Woods.
No.
They was killing us on something, and we just continued to run. We run.
No.
When we get into these games, we get into these preseason. They probably ain't gonna do it in the preseason, but when we get into this season, once an offense gets some success on something, does Jim Schwartz draw something up to change it up to nip it in the bud? When he does that, now you got this team, like you got their heart. They'll listen to everything you say because you fixed it and it's something new that we haven't seen.
And that's what the best DCs do.
Exactly.
And that's what I mean, the guy has had a lot of success for a lot of years for a reason.
Yeah.
So I assume he's really good at that. I think it's
I
a
would
fair,
have, yeah.
it's
I
a
mean,
fair assumption.
you can't win
going
the
in.
Super Bowl if you don't
No,
make adjustments.
absolutely not. All right, go ahead, Earl. What do we got? Deshaun?
All right, the last one is on Deshaun, and I believe this quote is about the critics, the haters, the people who always have something to say.
I didn't say anything.
I don't say anything.
Oh, I don't say thank you. That's their own opinions. I know who I am. The organization knows who I am. At the end of the day, I have the opportunity to prove myself. Is that all we got from him, or we got something else?
That's all we got from him.
Okay. Listen. Tomorrow's going to be interesting, by the way. I'm going to be on a panel discussion tomorrow at the Jewish Community Center in Beechwood. Mm-hmm. There is a panel. I'll tie it into Myles Garrett. It sounds like I don't know where I'm going with this, but I will. So, or not Myles Garrett, Deshaun Watson. And on this panel is a few sports people from the area, and we're talking. It's brought to you by the Jewish News. It's live sports talk. It's me and Jonathan Peterlin and Goldhammer, and
Did Andy Baskin come?
Baskin's. Les Levine used to be the MC.
Yeah.
And Andy's the new MC, Andy Baskin. So it'll be me, Jonathan Goldhammer, and Mark. What's his name? Bishop? Mark Bunch?
Mm-hmm. I didn't know Mark Bishop was Jewish.
He ain't Jewish.
Okay.
Neither is Jonathan, but they're
Yeah,
on the
I
panel
didn't-
anyway.
Okay, all right.
Jonathan's
I've
Jewish
ever met
adjacent because his wife's
Yes,
Jewish.
his wife. So
and,
he got-
and now his daughter's Jewish.
Yeah, okay, I got that.
Yeah,
So that counts. That counts.
He counts. So he's doing Jewish adjacent.
Yep.
But
Jewish adjacent.
I believe Munch is one of those guys like Greg Brinda who, if you say anything about rooting for the Browns with Deshaun Watson, will tell you you're a scumbag. And if he tries that with me tomorrow, there will be some fireworks. Trust me.
We about to set it off.
And so I don't know what he's going to do. But here's the thing: like when it comes to Watson, we can't complain about the haters. Okay, that's the deal.
Yep.
You get into trouble off the field. I get you want to argue it's an accusation, whatever. There's a lot of accusations, and he settled. So you can choose to believe whatever you want.
Yep.
I've said it a million times. None of us know for sure. You can choose to believe he's a total scumbag. You can choose to believe he's a minor scumbag. It got overblown. You could choose to believe he made some bad choices. You could choose to believe he's been railroaded. Whatever you want to believe in your head, that's fine. Do whatever the hell you want. But two things. Number one, he's got to know, and the defender's got to know, that a lot of people hate him. And we can't whine and cry about it. That's part of the deal that he's got to deal with. Number two, I decided personally, you don't have to decide this. This is what I've decided for me a few years ago, because I used to feel differently about this. That there's a bad guy on every football team, every baseball team, every hockey team, every political party, every office. There's always going to be a couple of bad guys, okay? If I decide I can't root for a football team because I don't like a player on it, well, I can't root for any team, because I can find a jerk on every single team in every single sport in the planet. So I can say, well, I don't like what Deshaun Watson's been accused of. Who does? Nobody likes what he's been accused of. My personal belief at this point of what he did, what he didn't do is irrelevant, so I'm not even going to bring it up. But I cannot like, in theory, or you or anybody else can say, you know, I don't think Deshaun Watson's a great person. You can say that. But he's on my football team. I'm going to root for him. I can separate player and person. And if that's what you want to do to watch football, that's fine. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's what most people do. He doesn't have to be my best friend. He's on my football team. But to say I should, for other people to tell me that I can't root for him because you think he's a bad guy, or he may actually be a bad guy, well, F you. I don't care what you think. Don't get in my business. If you don't want to root for him or the team because of it, then good for you. You do whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you what to do either. But don't tell me what I'm going to do. And so F that. But Deshaun Watson, I think the answer is fine, because he can't worry about what other people are saying, because there's always going to be people saying crappy things about him. He's got to be able to deal with that physically, mentally, and kick ass on the football field. And the more he kicks ass on the football field, the more that stuff's going to go away. But until he does it, he's going to keep hearing it, and there's nothing he can do. So don't fight it.
Before I go, Earl, you had your hand up.
Like that right there is called talking that talk and standing on it. I agree with everything Boy just said. We have a lot of talks, G. I'm like you, Boy. People got a right to feel how they want to feel about people, but I didn't grow up idolizing athletes and entertainers. And it's hard for me to say I don't like people that I really don't personally know.
Right.
But to each his own. If that make y'all sleep good at night, go ahead, do what y'all do.
Fine. Don't force me to like a guy I don't like. Don't force me to dislike a guy I like. Don't force me to not root for someone. You do your thing. And to me, it's just like religion. Believe whatever the hell you want, just don't tell me about it.
You know, this changed my life a little bit. I was, at once upon a time, I was really heavy into like politics and, but people, whether it's the left or right, people used to do stuff to get on my nerves, and I used to hate it. I used to write these long posts. And then one day, it just dawned on me, like, this stuff been going on for years. Yeah. Like, this ain't nothing new. Like, they gonna do that, and they gonna continue to do that. My thing is, instead of writing them posts, doing all that other stuff, like, how you gonna change people's lives? What do you do? So, first time I went and started going to correctional facilities, talking to these young kids that's in there, that's doing 25 to life, or guys in there that's doing 10 years, they 16. The thought process is, Donald Trump or Joe Biden don't exist in there. And them walls, 25 years, their life, and that's all they dealing with is time. And how you gonna be able to go in there and try to tell them, okay, you getting out, here's what you can do to get out, here's some advice, here's some job skills. These people that don't affect them. So there's a lot of different things in your life that you're not gonna like. But at the end of the day, what are you going to do to make your own little positive stamp on what you can control? I can't control nothing about Deshaun Watson. I can't control nothing with no politicians. At the end of the day, I watch the Browns, I talk about the Browns, and he's on the squad. And he said it best. I love to hear what you just said. Some of y'all not going to like me. But guess what? I have an opportunity. I got an opportunity to prove myself. And we all have that.
By the way, the guys you've spoken to in prison, are they able to... I don't even know if you know this, but are they able to listen to your show on the radio? Are they able to watch this show? Do they have that kind of access?
Depending on what their behavior is like. The people who have great behavior have access to internet, have access to YouTube. Those who are, choose not, because, by the way, they really still be going at it with each other inside. Like, there's always something going on, even when you're inside. They tell you got to keep your head on a swivel, because they'll have a code, something, and you see people with, mad correction officers going into one cell. So it's always you got to keep that on a swivel, but yeah.
Friendly reminder that our 12 o'clock lunch hour of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show is brought to you by Call It Racing, the official NASCAR team of Northeast Ohio.
Go ahead, Tyvis.
No, I think y'all all hit it pretty good. The only thing I would say about it is that, Deshaun Watson should he got other things right now to be thinking about.
Yeah.
Right now, he owes this franchise. They paid him some money. He has to do
Yeah.
his job and make sure he's the best. He loves the game of football, and he wants to be. I'm sure nobody plays this game just to play it. I mean, I'm sure he wants to be great at it.
Yeah.
He wants to get back to being that guy, and that's the challenge that he has for himself. He can't be worried about what's going on, what people are saying about him. He's got 52 other guys on that team that's dependent on him to be that guy that he once was. And if this group is as tight as they say they are, or they're going to be, he don't want to let them down. You know, he understands that his coach's job is on the line this year.
GM's job's on the line.
Exactly. Everybody's job is on the line,
no doubt.
whether he does well or not.
That's right.
He's got this relationship, and they've taken a chance on him, as people want to say, and they've looked out for him and looked out for his best interests. He owes them his heart and his soul. They at least go out there and play passionate. And I think the only way to get back to that is to practice and have a clear mind and just focus on my guys, being good for my guys. And I'm sure the people on the Browns are there for him and supporting him and all of that. So, yeah, I think his quote is exactly right.